Yo, 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 hold up, hold up. Do we have liftoff? We have liftoff. Hey, I was only 2 minutes late. I get a 7 minute grace period. You know those days, Jordan. Hold up. So let me get something set up here. Crap, it's gonna be like that. Hold up, hold up. Let me see. I am waiting on our guest tonight real quick. I think he is actually currently like at work trying to make this happen still. So I appreciate the diligence there. And I think he's squeezing this in on a break. So figured I would go ahead and start and go live. If we have to do it solo like we did last week, then that is okay. What's up, Farhan? How's it going? Um, but I did just follow up with him just a little bit ago, and we should be good. We should be good. But how's everybody doing? I figured we could chat. We could see what's going on. What's up, Reviews with Broly? How's it going? How's it going? Everybody's here trying to kick my ass and follow up from the from the last one, I think. But yeah. What's up, David Spence? How's it going? Good to see you, my man. Let's see. Yeah, he actually just messaged me. Our guest here. Let's see. So yeah, we should be good to go. I was starting to get a little worried there. I'm not gonna lie. What's up, Super Saiyan AJ? I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, we're so close. How's it going? A Aswa QQ. I don't know. I don't know how to. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try that. I'm like, what? I just want to know. Yeah, where does that name come from? I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just curious. But yeah, we should be. Like I said, Gacha Talks is coming in just a moment here. Just wanted to go ahead and go live. But yeah, we're gonna be talking some Dokkan. We're gonna be talking some legends and just kind of shooting shit. I'm kind of interested in him as a person. So this will be a little bit more interview style because I want to say I'm trying to. I know this is I guess the second time that I've had somebody that I don't know on this podcast. So this will be kind of a little bit interview style, I suppose. Just call you Abdullah. It would be easier. Yes, I agree. I agree. Abdullah would be a lot easier. So that works. Let me see here. Oh, it's your nickname. Gotcha. Okay. That works. But what are your guys? Go ahead, and if you guys have any thoughts or anything you'd like for us to share, like if you have any questions regarding those, let us know in the chat. Well, if we have some time, I don't know for sure what his schedule is looking like, how long he can be on. So we'll go from there. But how's everybody's Friday doing? I was also a little curious how doing a stream on Friday would work because, like, personally, the main reason why I chose Thursday to do this podcast is because I was like nobody wants to like I was like I don't want to commit every single one of my Fridays to the podcast, and I was like I know my viewers do not want to. I was like people got things to do on Friday. I think quarantine and all that stuff, Rona is probably making it to where it's okay, but like give this a couple months when things are different and y'all got plans on Fridays, y'all would leave my ass in a heartbeat to go to the club or whatever. Ditch my ass in a heartbeat. Already tell people will tell you like you thought Storm Pow is dead, but of course he has his new channel here just in case. Yeah. A lot of people thought I literally died. I was like, come on, guys. You can't kill me. I'm invincible. I'm invincible, right? But yeah, let's see. Friday works for you because Friday is your free day as of right now. Okay. And you have no social life. See, I'm like, you guys don't have a social life now, but give it a couple months. But yeah, because I was like, I don't want to commit all because right now my Fridays are pretty much all free. You know what I mean? But I'm like, yeah, give it a couple months when everything's open back up. I'm like, I don't want to be like committed. I don't want to like have an opportunity to have like Friday night plans. I'm like, oh, I got this podcast. You know what I mean? Awesome. All right. He said that he is good to go. Let me get us all switched on over here. Let's see. How's it going, man? I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you doing?
Good, good. Kind of sleepy-ish.
Nice. Yeah. Uh, so are you currently like at your work right now, or like I'm just trying to make sure we, get everything
Uh,
done?
yeah, I came home. We're good. We're good for a while.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. I just didn't want to, put you in a time bind or anything.
No, you're all good. You're all good.
Cool, cool. Um,
Sounds.
well, I'm live right now, and I think the sound is all good. So cool, cool.
Oh, like we're doing this as like a live stream.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Cool.
um,
Sounds.
Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel. I usually just do this live and then, leave the VOD up and everything and post the audio up on everywhere that it goes and all that good stuff.
Sounds good, bro.
So,
Sounds good.
well, cool, man. I appreciate you taking the time to do this and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned talk. Anytime I could talk about Dragon Ball, I'm always down, dude.
And if you want, we can do video on the stream too if you want, if you're cool with that. If
I
not,
might not be looking too good at the
that's fair.
moment.
That's fair. You said you were tired. I feel you.
Yeah, I'm looking a little crazy.
That's totally fine. So yeah, no, I was interested in doing this because yeah, like I want to bring content creators from kind of like every corner of the Dragon Ball community together. Um,
Yeah.
because like I feel like it's so big now. You got your people who like specialize in one thing or another and all that, and so I'm just like I just want to like get to know as many as possible because like it's been really interesting so far.
Yeah, no, no, I'm completely with you, man. I'm completely with you. It's always cool talking to, different content creators because obviously, like, there's a huge difference between like Dokkan Dragon Ball to like Legends or to practically, normal Dragon Ball
Yeah.
topics like geekdom. So it's like it's always interesting. I see exactly where you're coming from.
Awesome. And kind of with you in particular, like I was doing a little bit of research, just to kind of get some like talking points and all that stuff for this. But so of course I want to talk about like Legends and Dokkan specifically, but like I do want to give you a sec, to kind of share some stuff about you for your audience and mine as well. So like
Yeah.
I saw that you started YouTube, and correct me if I'm wrong, like less than a year ago, right?
Yes, it's been exactly like 9 months
Mm-hmm.
ish. Yep,
Cool.
yep.
I didn't know if you had a channel or anything before that because I was looking and I was like, you're at what, like over 2,000 subscribers in that amount of time. So I mean, that's pretty solid, And I guess I was just kind of curious, what do you think has worked for you? Because I mean that's a pretty good rate of growth in my opinion.
Uploading a lot.
Yes, I
I upload about ever since I started. It's always now it's primarily around like 3, but if there's like a big news day, you'll see it probably like 7 to 11 typically.
hmm
On if there's not like a lot of news going on the Dokkan spectrum, usually it's around 3. But yeah, well, if there is, nah, dude, yeah, we're on there for I spam buzz like feeds at night
yeah.
whenever there's like some bigger content coming out. I think like for what was it? Let me see. What was the last big thing? The Broly night. It was
mhm.
about 8 videos that night.
Yeah. Um because I think I was checking out your channel a little bit like around that time, and that's what I had noticed, which that was Saiyan Day. So like that's kind of what I thought. I was like, well, this is like a big news time, granted, but still, it does look like most weeks you upload like yeah, like you said, it at least daily, if not like multiple videos in a day. And I was just like, good God, this is that's a lot because you have a full
Sure.
time day job and all that. I mean, I'm just like that is intense.
Yeah, like I tell all my viewers, man, I just don't sleep a whole lot. Unfortunately, I cut a lot of my sleep, and basically any personal time I have is thrown out the window to be able to keep up with the schedule.
I mean, I can imagine. Like, yeah, I've always said if I could get rid of one bodily function, hands down, it would be sleep. Because, like, I mean, I like sleep; it feels good. But like, if I didn't have to do it, like, I would. I just feel like I'd be so much happier because I'd have like everything done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
But so
How long have you been doing YouTube?
I'm a little bit of a weird story because like I started on an old YouTube channel in like 2000 like 10 ish, and did YouTube on there and everything, and then I quit around 2014, because I was on a good track with my YouTube channel, but I was just like, oh, this is weird. I want to get a real job, and that was lame. That was dumb, and not even like a good real job. I wanted to be like a cable installer. Like, I wanted to get into like telecom and all that. And then anyway, I was just like, nah. And then eventually about August 2019, I came back and started this channel and have been back at it. So, but
Very cool. Very cool.
yeah. And you said that, you think like start or uploading frequently was like a big thing. So would you say it's more so like the YouTube algorithm has favored you for that, or just kind of the concept of like, you throw a bunch of videos out there and you're way more likely to have one that like bangs really good or like gets like really good searching.
It's a bit of both. Because really, it's kind of a rough one, honestly, with that question, because it could either be really good for the algorithm or YouTube could completely just like not touch you at all because they might think you're like a spam account. But at the same time, once you do get into that little algorithm and you start getting the views and stuff, and YouTube will definitely likes it. The more
Mhm.
money that they could make, the more they're gonna want to push you out. So that was definitely something I realized. And as long as you're doing like good content, like it definitely works for gotcha games. Like uploading that amount for gotcha games, I feel like it's very good
Mhm.
because it's different from like the video game, like normal gaming space. Like with fighters, you're not gonna want to watch 7 fighter videos, but when like Dokkan's being, we have news every single week. There's like a million things going on. We have so many. We always consistently have news. We always know something's coming up. We're always like saving for something. So it's like for gotcha gaming, like you could definitely go all out because like a bunch of buddies of mine who are like in the higher spectrum, like in that 100K range, they do like 3 to 4 videos a day too.
Mhm.
It's just you could do it, and obviously the pay, man. You
Yeah.
definitely get paid a bit more when you're uploading that amount.
Yeah, and that's definitely nice, and that's one cool thing too, because like initially when I started my channel and I started doing like Dragon Ball content, like I initially was like, oh, I'm gonna do like Xenoverse and Fighters because that's like what I played at the time. But I randomly did Legends one time just because I was like, oh, let's see what this is all about, and I liked it from like I mean I like the game obviously, but even from a content perspective, like I think I see what you're saying. It's like it's so easy to come up with like regular content because there's literally like something new pretty much all the time.
Yeah, yeah, no, there really is. Like Dokkan is like I always have stuff to talk about. I always have stuff like and the thing is too, it's like while I'm recording, I'll come up with more video ideas while I'm literally recording.
Hmm.
And that's kind of like how it just works, dude. And it's awesome. And that's like the one thing I enjoy about gotcha gaming content for sure. It's being able to upload as much. Your sleep schedules definitely suck though, because unfortunately, all the news I get for Dokkan is typically like 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Whenever there's like a review or something. And then if you want to be first for that, you have to be awake.
Hmm.
So, and then they could drop stuff early whenever they want. Unfortunately, Koski's really bad at you know, throwing stuff at reasonable time. It's always really, really late.
Hmm. Yeah, because like I know with Legends, a lot of times it resets. It's like 2 a.m. or something at my time, and I know like I'll wake up the next morning and then, or rather, before I go to bed, I'll see some Legends players and they'll be tweeting like, "Oh, I think this might drop tonight at the reset," and like they'll stay up all night, and I'm just like, God, I just can't imagine staying up all morning and then and then like it doesn't actually drop like on the reset that they think. But I mean, that's just kind of the nature of it, I guess, when the games are made in Japan and they're in a whole different, realm of time than we are here.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly how it is. So it's you have to stay up all the time. Thankfully, we kind of know what days stuff are gonna drop.
Mhm.
But to kind of keep that sleep schedule, it's better to always stay up. Unfortunately, try it. Like you never know. Like the other night, I did like, for example, we got this new Patan battle in Dokkan,
Mhm.
and there was no sign of them releasing gameplay for it. Zero. They just dropped it.
Yeah.
Thank God I was awake because that's an easy 1,000 views or like whatever amount of videos I could make out of that.
Mhm.
So it's like you just never know. That's how it is when you make gotcha gaming content. I feel like normal video game stuff is a bit easier, but gotcha games, it's sometimes it could be rough for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, like doing like fighters content, more so than Xenoverse. I feel like Xenoverse has a decent flow. Like it almost tries to be like MMO esque, where they have like events going on regularly. But like fighters, if that's like I don't know how people like Dotto or like Lotus and all them. I mean, they make great content and they somehow make it interesting, but I could never like keep a game like that interesting from a content perspective, because like, obviously like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta dropped and that was hype as hell and like it was awesome, but like just keeping people interested in watching it when there's not anything going on, which most of the time there's not, it's crazy. But yeah,
Yeah,
Gashas
yeah,
have
you
that
got
advantage.
yeah, we definitely, gotcha YouTubing is definitely good. The other downside though is here's the thing with that, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's great for making a lot of content, but the amount of subscribers that you could get from gotcha gaming is a bit more difficult than it is doing like fighters.
Mhm.
It's like fight because like gotcha gaming viewers definitely are there. Like don't get me wrong, like you see it with Truth, with Nano, you saw it with Ryan when he used to do Dokkan a lot. Like you see it with these bigger guys, but they're like that's like the peak, like the scope of it. So typically what happens to a lot of gotcha creators, like you get stuck around like 50K for literally years.
Yeah.
Then once you get to that point, which don't get me wrong though, you can live off 50K. Like I
Yeah.
know a couple guys who are at 50,000 subs and they're making 2-3 grand a month is fine, even
Mhm.
more than that sometimes. So that's a good amount, but it's like, oh, and that's the other benefit too of gotcha gaming. It's like you could grow faster, like you mentioned earlier, it's like, yeah, you grew a lot in the first year. That's typically how it is for gotcha creators. It's a lot like you could grow within this, like grow as a YouTuber very quickly, but your height isn't as high as other YouTubers.
I
Like,
I feel that.
I feel like that's why Rhyme Style kind of decided to just become like a Dragon Ball variety channel over like
Mhm.
just doing Dokkan because you will hit a better, like a bigger scope, honestly, if you do it that way.
Very smart, and I totally see what you mean because not only like did my channel have like a pretty substantial growth when I started doing Legends regularly, because I think kind of like what we were saying, the algorithm was like, oh, you're a Legends YouTuber. Because I remember the first couple times, like I would upload a Legends video and like I would look at the analytics, the first 24 hours, and I'd be like, okay, cool. But like the first time that it started, like I noticed a big surge in views on like the Legends video, and I mean when I say big surge, I mean like it got like an extra like 200 views that at the time was like, holy crap. And I looked and like at the analytics had said that like it was YouTube search and like people were literally just searching Dragon Ball Legends or DB Legends or something in it. And like my video was showing up, for the first time. And I'm like, holy crap. I think that, and like you said, you see a big growth at that point when the algorithm like picks up, oh, you do this type of content. And there was even a YouTuber that I'm friends with, and I remember he had just started doing content and it was like Legends specifically. And yeah, in like no time he hit like 1,500 subs, but he's kind of like, definitely, I don't want to say like plateaued or stagnated, but like the rate did slow down tremendously at that point. It's like you said, you gain it really fast, but there, you got to keep moving. You got to put in the work to make it, past that.
Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of like the thing with the gotcha stuff, bro. Like you'll get stagnant, like you'll grow really quick and then get stagnant really quick, and then that's just kind of like it's like an ongoing theme with like gotcha YouTubers. That's why like you see so many people kind of quit or kind of
Mhm.
fall off. It's because it is very hard. It's a very hard market to like make it in, but like the money is there, and it could be very, very good. It's just sometimes, dude, it's just luck of the draw as well. There's a lot of luck involved too with these things. Unfortunately, I have yet to see that really lucky video. I have not had one yet,
Yeah.
but I have seen multiple people get that lucky video that like puts you on the spectrum. It's just, dude, again, a lot of it just comes down to luck, bro.
Well, and I think you're doing the right thing by uploading so frequently because, like I said, I mean, if you upload like even one video a day, I mean, you're 7 times more likely to have that like special video than somebody who uploads on a weekly basis. So, I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
exactly. And like right now, like views have definitely been like the highest I've had within these like 9 months.
mhm.
Recently is definitely like the best, and it started in January. Actually, January was really good. Then February was really good, and now March has been the best month. So it's just kind of like been like slowly going up and up this year, which is really good. But I think it's just it takes time, especially when like Dokkan, dude. There is so many Dokkan battle creators, a
Yes.
thousand million Dokkan battle creators. That's why like I cover different games too. Like I'll cover Legends here and there for like news. Anything I hear about like My Hero, the new one that's coming out. I've covered
Mhm.
that Ultra Impact a couple times. I have a bunch of Disgaea videos in the works, like Fate Grand Order. I usually like covering different things too. I don't like just because like I thought it's not like I could do it full time because I would like definitely mess up my algorithm, but I definitely throw it in here like there here and there.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean it's good, to have that in your scope, just so that way if like Dokkan is, having a dry spell, you've got some other stuff. You're not like completely just trying to like pull Dokkan content out of your ass. You can go back to something else that might be a little bit more like popping at the time.
That's what I'm saying, man. So that's kind of like what I've been like what I'm trying to do is just whatever. I was covering near reincarnation for a while
Hmm.
actually. The only issue with that game was it's very story driven and unfortunately I cannot read Japanese at all.
Yeah.
So that game is that content is summoning and news videos because I have like the Japanese Twitter that I use a lot.
Hmm.
But it's yeah, dude, like I just want to get to a point that like I and which is good because when I do those random videos, like the views kind of like translate to like the same ones I get from Dokkan. So like the same guys who are watching the Dokkan stuff are into different gotcha games, so pick it up and see what's going on with this or that. And it's pretty cool having like that type of interactive fan base.
Right, right. And one thing that I'm interested in kind of is and you're right how like doing content on like Xenoverse or Fighters or whatever, like you feel like the cap is higher, but you would think that doing stuff like mobile games, the cap is much higher as far as like your viewer base because it's like the games are more accessible. I mean, literally anybody with a phone can play it for free. So you would think that, but I guess if I were to look at like a spreadsheet of like average players. I bet both of them have, higher like average players than Dokkan or Legends, but it that is an interesting point though. You would think it'd be a lot higher.
Well, it's actually most console gaming guys hate gotcha games.
Hmm.
Like I'll give you an example. Like so, Disgaea is getting a gotcha game called Disgaea RPG. When that was announced for global, all the Disgaea fans who play console, including myself, they all went crazy talking smack about it. They hated it. They're like, "Dude, what in the world is this?" A
Hmm.
lot of like guys who just play console stuff don't really want to see the gotcha game stuff. It's very weird, right? They don't care about the mobile games. They rather just play on their PS4 or their PS5. A lot of them. So that's kind of why like the height isn't that great. Like it's there. Like don't get me wrong. Like the biggest height right now is Dokkan in terms of like gotcha gaming.
Hmm.
Because like again, you have Truth and Nano, but even when you look at their channels, their overall views compared to their submark is not really there a lot of the time. But that's just because two things. One, Dokkan's a 6-year-old game, so I feel
Yeah.
like less and less people are being interested in watching it daily, right?
Hmm.
And two, it's like a lot of these guys who sub are older, players who've been playing the game for a couple years that find the YouTubers, but a lot of people drop gotcha games, right? You
Hmm.
get what I'm saying? Like it's the same way you drop Xenoverse or something like that. But a lot of people drop Dokkan, a lot of people drop Legends, a lot of people hate Legends of Dokkan. So um it's like a weird time right now for Dokkan YouTubers. I would say it's definitely like I feel like the hardest time period because so like again you're fighting a 6-year old algorithm right now. Like
Hmm.
unfortunately, and I'm sure for you, like do you personally enjoy watching like Dokkan content that's like just random gameplay,
No,
or
no.
are you more into like watching like a discussion piece about the game or like how the game's doing and used and stuff like that? So like primarily those videos for like truth pop off. You get like 100K pretty easy. Where you do a news video, something hot, new topic, people are watching that. But you're doing like everyday normal combat. Nah, dude,
Hmm.
it's definitely lower than what it was.
Yeah. No, and you're 100% right. And that like, because whenever I post like a PvP video of me and like it usually does pretty poorly. So like I've quit making those just for the sake of making them. I only do it if I just like made a team that I'm really liking and I'm just like, oh yeah, this is fun. Let me do that. But like what I noticed, like you said, exactly like hit the nail on the head. The discussion videos are what people are more interested in. So that's kind of what I've been doing more so. Like, and even like tutorial videos or like kind of quick educational ones like for beginners because I guess the cool thing is like at least in Legends, even though it is 3 years old and like initially I was like, oh, educational content is dumb, the game's been out for 3 years and like but there's still new players coming all the time and where do they go to figure out how to play it or whatever, the basics, it's YouTube. But like if I make a discussional video of just talking about, the status of the game, or, like simple stuff. I'll like go on YouTube and I'll type in "is Dragon Ball Legends," and then you find all kinds of like topics for a video. Is it dying? Is it pay to win? Is it good? And just stuff like that. And
Yeah, that's what people are
exactly.
interested in. That's exactly what people are interested in. Um, Showcases and stuff like in either game, dude, I just feel like have kind of fallen off a bit. I mean,
Mhm.
at least for Legends, it's more entertaining to watch a Legends PvP video versus like a Dokkan one where it's just gameplay.
Yeah.
Which everybody hates the idea of Dokkan getting PvP, dude, but dude, I would love it. It would make so much content, bro. Like
Mhm. If they
um
Oh, go ahead.
no, like it would just be like I would go, dude. It's so like that would be amazing if Dokkan ever got PvP. It wouldn't be good for the actual health of the game, but for YouTubers, it would be fantastic.
Yeah. No, like cuz honestly PvP is like the only reason why I care about Legends, even though like I don't even play PvP a lot, or I'm not like oh, I want to be like, top 1000 or top 500 or whatever. I just like it's fun, and it makes me like want to summon because I want to like be able to keep up. But like with
Yeah,
Dokkan I never had that drive because I was just kind of like, I'm not really like, it didn't feel like I was competing against anybody, so I was like, I never really like felt any urge to like summon, like grind for stones or anything like that personally. So if they added PvP, that would definitely be a little bit of a game changer. I might actually want to play it more often.
yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, it's a double. Unfortunately, Legends PvP is not the greatest in the world.
Hmm.
But in that mindset, yeah, you do gotta summon on new characters. You do have to keep up with like what's going on and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's very true. It's very true.
Yeah, God, I wish so bad, and I know it's hard to do on like a mobile game where like there's no such thing as an Ethernet cable, but like I really wish that they could implement like some sort of kind of like in fighters how you can choose your like connection preferences. You know what I mean? Like I know it's hard when it's over Wi-Fi and like your connection kind of varies a little bit more, but like good God, I think having like not as much lag in PvP would be like a game changer for me with Legends. I'd like it even more.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would love that.
I mean, I guess if they did do a PvP mode in Dokkan, like how do you think it like could be formatted? I mean, like would it just be kind of like people doing races, or I mean, I don't know, or the same thing as you going against a PvE character, but it's somebody on the other end, or I don't know.
Probably something very similar to Chain Battle.
Hmm.
But that's the thing, like like they don't have to, right now. We have to wait till version Z happens before like I could really have an idea. Because I feel like version Z is going to be the big change for Dokkan, and like that's when we could potentially see something like a more PvP aspect mode. But at the same time, the game's been like a PvE mode for 6 years. I don't know if they're gonna go and change that. Like Legends
Yeah,
is supposed to be that, but again, when you have a game that's 6 years old, you could experiment a bit more.
that is
Uh,
true.
and throw it in there and see like how people nab at it. And if it's bad, I mean, they could just not, update it. But if it's good, it could work. But I'm definitely open to the idea of them trying it. Because again, I've been playing this game for 4 years now, and it's always like any new update's good. Like right now, that Baton Battle stuff is very good. I like it a lot, actually. I think they've done a fantastic job with the Baton Battle
Hmm.
mode. The only thing that kind of sucks is the actual the rewards they give you are not very good. But
Yeah,
other than that, it's a pretty good time.
yeah. Yeah, I like I said, I'm not a huge Dokkan player myself, but yeah, from what I've heard and seen, it's very like akin to Adventures in Legends. It's like a decent little thing to do, but yeah, it's not like oh my god, like yeah, game changer as far as like the rewards you get.
No, it's not. It's not at all. It's
um,
just kinda like a little fun mode to use.
and that's interesting though too because yeah, like part of me is like oh they would never introduce PvP because like you said it's 6 years old, so it's almost like but I mean at that point kind of they don't have much to lose. It's like gotcha games to make it 6 years anyway is already like amazing. So it's kind of like if it gets to the point where they're running out of stuff to do with it and they would have to like consider ending the game basically anyway. Yeah, I mean I guess if I was them I would throw a PvP mode out there. It's like this could either revive it and add another couple years to it, or that'll be the last nail in the coffin, and whatever.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's why I would be cool with it if they wanted to give it a shot.
Hmm. Um, so with gacha games in general, like, has it always been like a big interest for you, or did you just kind of get into it like when you started doing YouTube, or what
No, I've been
exactly?
playing Gacha games since probably 2016. I started playing Bleach Brave Souls. I played a lot of Fate Grand Order. Let me see what else have I played. It was mainly actually kind of those when I think about it,
Hmm.
for the most part. Um, what other games was I really big on? I played Azure Lane for a while. I gave that a shot. Wasn't too big on it though.
Hmm.
But yeah, Bleach Brave Souls and FGO were definitely like my number ones. And then the reason why I got into Dokkan was because I kind of wanted something a bit cheaper because Fate Grand Order was very expensive to play. It wasn't paid. It was not free to play friendly at all.
Yeah.
So having Dokkan was fantastic because I needed something cheap, and Dokkan was definitely that cheaper game. So that's kind of how I got into that. And that was like during I hopped on Dokkan. When was it? It was like I think it was during the UI Goku banner,
Hmm.
the first one that dropped after the anime episode. That's when I finally downloaded Dokkan. Ever since then, I've been playing it.
Nice, nice. Um, so I feel like I know the answer to this, but I gotta ask, like, w- do you prefer Dokkan over Legends?
Yes, for sure. I'm not a big fan of Legends. I
Uh,
like the combat here and there, but I definitely enjoy Dokkan a bit more. It's a bit more easy, a bit more just. I like easygoing games. And
yeah.
Legends is for one, it's a money pit that I have to spend quite a bit of money on, which I'm not too crazy about.
Hmm.
And two, I'm just not too crazy on PvP
Hmm.
most games. And Dokkan, I wouldn't mind it as much because like it's not. I can't imagine their PvP would be very interactive, while like Legends is very interactive,
Yeah.
obviously. I'm like I just kind of like to pick up and go. That's why I like Grand Cross PvP so much because that one's just kind of the same deal. Just kind of pick up and go, and it's a real easy time.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like Dokkan is definitely a better game on the toilet than Legends, or just kind of chilling like first thing in the
Yeah,
morning.
that's why I've always liked about Dokkan. It's always just been like a very chill, relaxed game. You don't have to. It's nothing too crazy at all,
Hmm.
and
And
that's what I really generally enjoy about it.
so I don't play a whole lot of gacha games, honestly, like primarily just Legends. And so this is a genuine question. So like I hear a lot of people say like, oh yeah, Legends is a money pit, or that like the Legends summons are pretty unforgiving. And I don't hear that as much about like Dokkan or really other gacha games. Like, so I guess this is a good time for me to ask you, since you're definitely more well versed in the genre than I am. But like, what is it that makes Legends summoning so damn unfair, you know?
Well, I don't. I think they should get to the point where they just start giving you guys guaranteed sparkings because you guys have so many units already in the game.
Mhm.
Which that's one thing that Dokkan does have for sure. It's like we get guaranteed SSRs. Don't get me wrong, half the SSRs that we get are garbage, but at least it's like you get something.
Mhm.
So I would love that in Legends one day because again, you guys have so many, and like I feel like it hurts more getting absolutely nothing than like at least you get like a bad unit type of deal.
That is true. Yeah, like I know, I mean, because even if you do like one of the multis that has like one guaranteed sparking, it's still like I spent 1,000 crystals, which is quite a bit, and got one sparking, and it was, odds are, a sparking that I didn't give a shit about anyway, you know?
Yeah, that's typically how it is.
Yeah. So I mean, I see that, and I remember I think it was around New Year's, they had a banner where it was like you got one guaranteed LF and the other ones were guaranteed sparkings. That was incredible. Obviously, I don't imagine them doing that like all the time, but I'm just like, if they did that even like, you know, 5 times a year, that would be incredible. It was 1,000, 1,000 crystals, and it got you a guaranteed like older LF, granted, but still, you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, yeah, that, well, like I said, I've always found that interesting because like I definitely see Legends as a money pit, but I just thought all Gacha games were like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah, most gacha games are. That's what they're designed for you to spend money. It's what they want.
Right. Right. Um,
fortunately.
so do you think there's like one that you've played that was like particularly predatory, like more so than Legends, or
In terms of spending money, figure out order.
really?
Yeah, I probably spent triple the amount of money I spent on Dokkan and Fate.
Holy crap.
Yeah, yeah, easily. Because for one, Fate Grand Order has like this really good $80 pack where you spend $80 and you get like what is it, like 7 multis for $80?
Mhm.
And like it racks up. So obviously you buy 160, you have 14 multis. So it's like it's pretty wild. So that's like really good value. And then the meta in Fate Grand Order is so much better in other like than other gotcha games because basically how it works, it's pretty much like instead of having to summon on multiple different things, like every unit that comes out in Fate doesn't like it doesn't fall off. They're like they stay good for literally like the entirety of the game,
Mhm.
which is fantastic,
Yeah.
right? It's like there's units that came out in the first year of the game where we're nearing 6 or we've already passed 6, and those units are still top tier. So it's like you don't really have to whale out if you choose to. Like you could get like one or two really good characters and beat the entire game with it. Versus like Legends, like you're continuously having to summon for new units. In that game, no, dude. You could just get one 5-star and like beat all the content of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, because definitely with Legends, like I'll do good and I'll like have some good summons or whatever, and I'll get a team that's like really awesome, and I'm like really happy with it, and I'm having a great time. And then yeah, it's like next thing I know, it's outdated, because they made some other team meta all of a sudden, or something like that, and yeah, it's just that is frustrating
Yeah, that's exactly how it's like, man.
because
That's exactly how it is.
I'd be cool with not having the newest LF. I just don't want to get my ass completely kicked all the time,
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it is.
Um,
And then in that game, you don't have to worry about that at all. It's just Gilgamesh first year unit still probably the best archer the entire game. And the game's been out for 6 years. Like it's
good
very
God.
good in their metas. Yeah, dude, it's way different over there.
God. So what's your favorite gacha that's currently active right now?
Um, Let me see. My favorite gacha probably Dokkan. Honestly,
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Because you said you've been playing that for what, 4 years? I mean, that is a long time to be into a gacha. So I guess that speaks, volumes in and of itself.
yeah, it's been a very long time. So probably like Dokkan. There's a lot of things that I like from Grand Cross actually that I like a bit more than Dokkan.
Mhm.
For sure. But it's it's grown with me, dude. I have not stopped playing Dokkan for 4 years, basically. So
That's crazy because I've only been playing Legends even for like a year, and I've had like definitely dry spells, like pretty significant ones where I've just not felt like playing it for a while. So that's dedication. I have tried several times to get into Dokkan, and I always hit a point where I'm like, oh, this is cool, and like it finally starts to click, like kind of getting in the rhythm. But I guess I'm just like so overwhelmed with like getting caught up on units and all that stuff. I'm just like, but everybody tells me that they do events pretty regularly to like get older units and all that, and that it wouldn't be a big deal. But I'm just like, man, I'm so I'm so overwhelmed.
yeah, it doesn't really feel. I guess yeah. After you play it for so long, like you kind of forget that feeling.
Hmm.
But actually, JP Dokkan is trying their hardest right now to kind of help newer players get to a point where they could just play the game whatever. That's why they introduced the baton battle. They're introducing a bunch of new things, and it's very cool that they're really trying to capitalize on a player base where instead of focusing on veterans, they're trying to focus on newer players, which is really cool in my opinion.
And real briefly, just explain for my dumb ass, because again, I'm not really like super into Dokkan. Like briefly, what is the difference as far as like content and everything from JP and Global right now?
Well, yeah, this is why there's always a huge battle with Dokkan Battle players. It's always like you have this very toxic war with JP. where it's like we're always like, well, JP gets this better, which JP does get a lot of things better than global. Unfortunately, it's just kind of like a fact at this point.
Mhm.
So basically they get things earlier, obviously. They get all the new stuff. We have to wait like 4 or 5 months before it gets over here. So that basically means that by the time we get units, pretty much it's oh, that's unfortunate. Pretty much what happens, it's the meta is like a big issue that we have. So let's say like for example, BoJack came out in like December, right?
Mhm.
On on JP or like the end of November, and then when he came to global in March, nobody cared about him. Everybody's like, oh, who cares? Like at this point, we already have the 6 year LRs, we have a bunch of different things already out. Like Goten and Trunks are better than him. This new Broly's better than them. So it's like that's kind of like the big thing for sure that I feel like it's a bummer being a global player. It's meta. Definitely hurts. But that's like primarily it. JP gets a no, global actually gets a bit more stones during our big celebrations than JP. So that's, if you want to say, that's a JP shaft. So we get tickets, discounts, but they're also like they started getting tickets in the last celebration with like the 6 year stuff. So it's kind of it's a mixed bag, bro. But JP's the better version. You should just play JP.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And that's one other thing that's kind of overwhelming too is I'm like, because I know some people play both, and I'm like, that just sounds crazy to me, you know?
Well, it's not as bad as you think it is because really, when you think about it, you know, this is what I like about Dokkan so much. It's the fact that pretty much you could just pick up the game and go whenever you want. Like you
Hmm.
don't have to sit there all day. You don't have to be grinding all day. You log in, do your dailies or do your Dokkan events, whatever you want to do. You could play as much as you want one day and not play it all the next day. Just make sure you log in and get your Dragonstone. So that's like the good thing about Dokkan. It's very like very chill. You
Hmm.
don't have to be sitting there all day grinding or worrying about anything because it's the game's not meant to play like that. Unfortunately, us, vets definitely play like that, which you don't need to. You could just, play very comfortably and not have to worry about it. So you could definitely play like that. And you don't need a super well out account to beat all the events of the game. Like, the homie Jay Fanta has beaten everything in the game very, very easily. So you really don't have to worry about stuff like that. And the game is just overall a very easy experience.
Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. That makes a lot of sense because yeah, I was always like, man, which one do I, if I was a new player, which one do I get into? But I guess yeah, which it would be a little bit hard because I wouldn't know where anything is, and obviously it would be in Japanese. But I think I could probably figure it out.
Yeah, that's definitely like the biggest up of playing on the global side. You could actually read what you're doing.
Hmm.
That's very important.
Yeah, maybe.
Besides the discounts and the tickets and the foresight, which I don't even care about the foresight anymore at this point. But all that stuff is definitely very, very good.
Okay. Okay. That's definitely helpful to know. Um.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, kind of to pivot a little bit and go to Legends. I mean, what are your prediction? I guess for the third anniversary, like maybe what unit they'll drop.
So they've kind of had they've had they've done the Super Saiyan Vegito, then they've done Super Saiyan Blue Vegito.
Mm.
Um, I think it might be Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Hmm.
If I
I
had to
agree.
take a guess, like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta definitely seems like a very good pick and something that people have been desperately asking for. Like I feel like everybody's been asking, okay, like where's Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? Why are you guys not dropping this? Where is he?
Yeah.
Where is he? Where is he? So I feel like he would be good, and I feel like he would definitely sell. But I don't know if they're in their minds that since Gogeta's kind of old already, that he's not gonna be that hype. I think hopefully after them seeing like the fighters' reaction to you know Gogeta, now they're gonna be like, yeah, you know what? Why not?
Yeah.
And give it a shot because obviously people love Gogeta.
Hmm.
Gogeta's
Badass.
a huge, yeah, people love Gogeta. So, um, I'm definitely hoping that that's their decision. If not, I don't know what the hell other Vegito unit that they could make. I mean, they already made two of them.
Yeah. And there's
They
even
go,
like base Vegetos.
yeah. So it's like I don't know how much more they could do Vegetos, dude. Honestly, I think it's about time they kind of get away from him and do something else because it's been Vegito City
Hmm.
on Legends, and I think most people deserve a break already, dude. It's kind of like enough's enough, bro. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, like I get it. Vegito is like more popular because like the Future Trunks saga and Super and all that stuff. But yeah, like people know who Gogeta is. It's not like all the kiddos are gonna be like who. Like
Yeah, like I was surprised that they used Gogeta Blue as a it's kind of like they didn't use him for an anniversary. They just what was it? Christmas or New
uh
Year's?
something like that. Yeah, yeah. It was pretty recent.
But yeah, I was kind of like surprised. I was like, "Dang, dude."
Yeah, I want to
You know,
save that.
I would have made that the anniversary. I made Gogeta 10 times better than what he was cuz
Mhm.
unfortunately, he's kind of almost not completely dead on release, but very close to being dead on release because of Vegeta's Red Vegeta Zenkai. Like that was
Yeah.
crazy to me. It's like how are you guys going to like drop a unit that like how much like how do you think that like do you not think people love Gogeta? Are you crazy? Like I can't even speak. I'm like, dude, that was nuts, bro.
Yeah, I was like, y'all
I
literally
remember
gave
just
him like a week.
I remember just being so flabbergasted. I was like, what? Like you're gonna outdate him already?
Yeah.
I mean, he's still a very good unit. Don't get me wrong. He's still very strong. But dude, I was like in shock. I was like, you guys gonna wait like a month or two before Zenkai and Vegeta?
Hmm.
Like, what happened here?
Yeah.
But at least Broly was a complete and utter menace, and he still is.
Yeah.
That Broly card is freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. And the purple Zenkai Broly that got Zenkai fairly
Oh yeah,
recently.
yeah, yeah.
Oh god.
He's intense.
I regret
Very
not
intense.
Zenkaiing that thing because I don't have him anywhere near 7 stars. And but I'm just like, good God, every time I see him in PvP and I'm just like, I'm gonna lose this one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, I agree. I could definitely see Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta because, like, yeah, I mean, I don't think that they could give us another Vegito that would be like hype, and I could see them sticking to some sort of theme, like fusion or whatever. But like, and that would be hype. And also, I mean, they just recently like announced the Zenkai for Super 17, which is pretty out of left field unless they're gonna do that because like GT has not gotten much love as a tag in Legends.
No, not at all. And the same thing with Dokkan. Like I actually just released a video today talking about how Dokkan actually needs, another more GT.
Hmm.
We've had like none with zero, zilch. It's literally nowhere. So I would definitely like more GT representation in Dokkan too.
Yeah.
They
So
act like GT is like hated, which I get like how people feel about it, but at the same time, I'm like, nah, dude. I mean, I want some GT stuff actually.
yeah, and I mean, like, there for a while it was like cool to hate GT, but like that time is over. And also, like, I mean, we can argue about whether or not like, GT was like a good anime or whatever. But I mean, the characters from GT are hype as hell.
Yeah, yeah, they are. They are. They're very cool. So
So
I would
like,
definitely like them to kind of revisit that before they completely just skip it. It's crazy to me that they've gone this far without releasing more GT in either of the games.
mhm, yeah, it's like for a gacha, all you need to do is like give it a cool design. You know what I mean? Like that is it, and that's easy with GT characters.
Yeah, yes, it is 100% very easy.
Um, so this is one thing too that I've been kind of thinking like because I know right now I feel like the Legends community is kind of going through a little bit of a like spell. A lot of people are unhappy with the status of it, and I'm like, man, this game is only like 3 years in, whereas Dokkan is 6 years in. I mean, I'm just like, do you see Legends lasting as long as Dokkan, or do you think like it?
No, no, I don't. I don't. I
Oh really?
think though. I feel like it's going to end very maybe fourth year.
Fourth year?
Yeah, if I had to take like a guesstimate, I'll probably say fourth year.
And you seem very confident in that, which so I'm I'm interested. I guess is there any reason in particular that you think it's gonna die in like a year or
Yeah, the
so?
player base is just so unhappy with it. It's just watching, it's very like people just hate on Legends always, like
Hmm.
right. It's always this kind of like Legends shaft. Legends did this. Like no one's ever happy with like Legends decision making. Don't get me wrong. I feel like it could last many years, but they kind of have to start listening to the community a bit more. It's all I gotta say. It's like they definitely got to you know, go back and listen to what a lot of these gents are saying, man. A lot of people are not happy with the game. and they definitely have to start listening and start really taking advice. JP Dokkan kind of did that as well. They pretty much what they've been doing. They've been doing survey after survey after survey the last couple of months. Every time they get it, dude, they've been listening. They've been doing a good job. Listening to the fans and just kind of like working with us and trying to like figure out what we want and stuff like that. Which Legends, I feel like kind of has done that a little bit, but I feel like they got to do a bit more of that
Yeah.
to kind of make you guys happy, man, because you guys have been going through hell. Because basically, you guys don't get to take a break. You get an LF, then a Zenkai, then an LF, then a Zenkai, then an LF, then a Zenkai. It's like you guys don't get any breaks. It's just continuously throwing stuff at you, on top of not giving you guys enough content for free currency. It's
Mhm.
very not free to play friendly. I mean, you could get about, well, I think like 4 or 5 thousand crystals a month if you do everything, but that's like one Zenkai when they're dropping almost two Zenkais on top of dropping LFs. So it's like
Mhm.
it's you're not catching a break playing the game. I
Yeah.
feel like, and it's just very. I think they're overwhelming their player base right now.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's kind of why I felt less motivated to play it recently. And when I had Rhyme on here, he was talking about this, and he had said there was something, I guess, in the DBL Reddit where they had been calculating like how many crystals the game gives like every month, and like on average, if you do everything, like I mean every single event, like you do the battle plans or whatever, like basically maximum playing. This is playing it pretty extensively. You can generally get about 10,000 crystals a month. And it's just like, 10,000 crystals going into an LF summon is honestly, you probably won't get the LF. You might, with 10,000, but like it's not like a very good shot. And
Yeah, that also will depend on the month, I would
yeah.
imagine,
Cause yeah, no.
because you really don't like. I feel like at the absolute maximum you can get that, but at the same time, I'm like to me, I'm like that sounds like a stretch in a way because I
Mhm.
feel like you're not going to be getting that every single month. It's just like Dokkan because some months we have a Dokkan month we'll get like 800 stones or 1,000 stones for like a big celebration, but typically we're getting like 300,
Yeah.
which is like 5 or 6 multis at like the most.
Mhm.
So I feel like it's kind of like the same thing for Legends because some months I see a lot, I'm like, oh wow, you guys are really swimming in it this month. It's really good. But then I look at it a different month and like you're not getting squat, and like there's so I feel like it's just kind of like all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree because yeah, some months it like you said, yeah, I feel like we're swimming in it and all that stuff, but yeah, it's just like kind of overwhelmed because I mean, it's cool, I get it. You got to keep the game active, by dropping LFs and Zenkais and all that stuff, but sometimes it's like, good God, man, that's cool if you want to do that. Give me a proportionate amount of crystals. Because
Yeah,
I'm not even a
yeah,
free to play player. I don't like completely dump a ton of money into it just because I got bills to pay. But like I do spend money on it. Usually every major banner I'll drop some in just to have enough to do like a good solid summoning video and all that stuff. But even then, half the time I don't pull the damn LF. So I'm like being a 100% free to play player. Like good God, which most people are. I'm just like it's rough.
yeah, and it's demotivating. Like, why do you want to keep playing a game that's not going to be treating you
Mhm.
as well as you should be treated when like another gotcha game will do that for you? That's always like my biggest thing with like Dokkan players too. It's like we had like this huge incident kind of recently where they were like really messing up the global base, and pretty much those two sides of the argument. Once I was like, oh, like we should be expecting this by now. They never take care of us. But I've been preaching like, nah, dude, like you should be expecting more. You should be getting this and that. You should be getting more free currency. You should be getting so much more stuff, but we don't get it.
Mhm.
And to me, that's not good. It's not a good thing that they do that.
Yeah.
And these, like, they get too confident. I feel like they just get so confident that they could do whatever they want, and I feel like that's not a good thing.
Yeah, like speaking of the surveys, I feel like a lot of times the surveys in Legends are more so just like what characters would you guys like to see, and not so much like what would you like to see change about the game or anything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's typically how it is, bro.
hmm So this is one question I just now thought of, and I think it'll be a good one. We'll end it on this kind of a little bit way out of left field. So primarily on your channel, of course, you do Gacha games. What are some non-gacha games that you're into that maybe like your viewers wouldn't know, I guess, that you're into?
Well, that they don't know. I mean, I'm pretty open about like what I play,
Uh-huh.
but I'm a huge Sonic player. I love like JRPG, so I played like a lot of Persona, Disgaea, Devil Survivor, Shin Megami Tensei. I played all the Shin Megami Tensei games. Um, I'm huge on Danganronpa. The Zero Escape series is really good. Let me see what else. You know, obviously like Kingdom Hearts. I played all of Kingdom Hearts. Tons of games on the Vita.
Mhm.
I played a lot of Vita stuff back in the day. Huge Vita fan, actually. So my library for that's like 50 something games. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of JRPGs. Very
Nice.
big on that. Very big on J's.
I admittedly don't play a lot of them, but like what's one you would recommend to somebody who doesn't play a lot of JRPGs?
Danganronpa is a really good starter.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's just a very crazy game.
I had
That one's good.
somebody recommend Persona when I to that question, and then
Yeah, Persona 2.
I tried playing Persona 5, and I was just like, I feel like I was very overwhelmed, like not so much by the gameplay, but like when I just realized how big that game is.
Yeah, that game, you're gonna be sitting there for a long time
Hmm.
playing Persona. Danganronpa is like a good 20 hours, and it's a visual novel, so it's not much gameplay, but you're just kind of like reading upon a story. But the story is so good.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it is such a good time.
I think I could go for something like that. Just kind of like chill, in my spare time. Yeah, like a visual novel or something like that. That probably would be pretty cool.
Yes, yes. It's a very, very fun time. It's a very story, so it's very sad, very gruesome. But it's so good. Such a good storyline.
Cool. Well, that's all I really had. So man, I appreciate you taking the time to jump on. This was
Yeah,
really
sure.
cool. Getting to know more about you and your content and all that, and shooting the shit. Talking shop about some gashas.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Anytime, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, but thank you guys for coming out, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out.